Dear children, today we are going to discuss a very important topic in English grammar, that is subject verb agreement. I'm going to give you different rules. So follow the rules and try to use it in your regular conversation.
Shall we read some sentences first? He is busy today. They are busy today. I am busy today. We are busy today. What is the difference that you can see in these sentences? Yes, definitely. The subjects are different. When the subjects are different, see, the verbs are also different. Along with he, is used. Along with they, are. I am. We are. So, what we can understand from these sentences? It's clear that if the subject is singular, it should be followed by a singular verb. He is singular, so is used. They plural, and that's why are used in that sentence. I, it's an exceptional case. Along with I, always in present tense, we have to use the helping verb am. But for past tense, we can use I was. Okay? And see the last sentence, we plural, and that's why it is followed by a plural verb are. So what we have learned through these examples? Yes, the subjects he, she or any singular noun should be followed by the helping verb is. I should be followed by am. They, we, as or any plural noun or pronoun should be followed by are. Okay? Now most of you will be thinking, what are singular verbs and plural verbs? It's simple. Is, was, has. These are singular helping verbs. Are, were, have. These are plural verbs. Now look at these examples. That monkey eats bananas. That boy walks to school. Your shirt looks nice. That lady speaks Spanish. My grandfather has a big house. So in these examples, we can see that the subjects are singular. Monkey, boy, car, shirt, lady, grandfather. And that's why they are followed by singular verbs like eats, walks, goes, looks, speaks, has. See, we have used the S and ES form of the verbs to make it singular. Understood? Now look at the other examples given. Those monkeys eat bananas. Those boys walk to school. These cars go fast. Your shirts look nice. Those ladies speak Spanish. My grandparents have a house. So what is the peculiarity of these sentences? Monkeys, boys, cars, shirts, ladies, grandparents. These all are plural subjects, and that's why they are followed by plural verbs like eat, walk, go, look, speak, have, etc. So what we have learned through these examples? When the subjects are used as singular, that means either the noun or the pronoun used as a subject is singular, it should be followed by singular verb forms like eats, walks, goes, looks, speaks, etc. If the subjects are plural, either the noun or the pronoun used in that sentence is plural, like monkeys, boys, cars, shirts, ladies, grandparents, or the name of a person, Mark and Anna, then it becomes plural, isn't it? Then it should be followed by plural verb forms. Dear children, here comes the basic rule for subject-verb agreement. A singular subject should be followed by a singular verb, and a plural subject should be followed by a plural verb. S, S. Singular subject, singular verb. Plural subject, plural verb. We can call it as SSPP rule. To make it clear, the first person I, we. I is followed by read. We plural, and that's why it should be followed by read. Second person you. You read. You all read. Third person he, she reads. They read. Understood the difference? So in the case of I have already told you we have to use the plural verb form. I read. We plural, and that's why it should be followed by a plural verb, read. You, second person should always be followed by plural verb form. You read. You all read. Either it is singular or plural, it should be followed by plural verb form. He, she. So it is singular, and that's why it is followed by singular verb reads. Here they plural, and that's why it is followed by a plural verb read. For making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. So that is subject-verb agreement. A singular subject should be followed by a singular verb, and a plural subject should be followed by a plural verb. The verb and its subject in a sentence must agree in person. Every sentence has a subject and a verb which must be in agreement, and this is known as subject-verb agreement. We also call it as subject-verb concord, C-O-N-C-O-R-D, concord. So this is the basic rule. A singular subject takes a singular verb, whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. Look at the example. The list of items is or are on the desk. The list of items. List is the subject. If you know that list is the subject, then you will choose is for the verb. So this is the basic rule. Now we move on to all the different rules related with subject-verb concord. Now look at this example. Rahul and Sachin are playing cricket. Here two subjects are there. First is Rahul and the second one Sachin. They are joined with the help of and. That means two singular subjects are joined with the help of and that's why the subject becomes plural. So we have to use a plural verb are. Understood? So here comes the first rule in subject-verb concord. That is, the verb is plural if two or more singular subjects are joined by and. Understood? If two subjects are joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. Now look at this example. My friend and guide happens to be my brother. Wow. My friend and guide. So two singular subjects added by and. Then why singular verb is used there? Yes, definitely. Here, my friend and guide both refers to a single person. Understood? And that's why it is followed by a singular verb. Listen, the verb is singular if two singular subjects separated by and refer to the same person or thing. It will be clear when I give you more examples. My dear children, if two singular subjects are connected by and, it requires a plural verb. So the exceptional case is that if we talk about one idea or a same person or thing, it should be followed by a singular verb. More examples. Bread and butter is his only food. Bread and butter. We are talking about a single thing. Understood? Bread and butter. Now, time and tide waits for no one. Time and tide. We are talking about a particular idea, time and tide. And that's why it should be followed by a singular verb. I hope everyone has got the first rule. Look at this sentence. Samay Vijay or Naveen organizes such events regularly. In this sentence, which is the subject? Samay, Vijay or Naveen, isn't it? Although three singular verbs are there, why a singular subject is used here? It is because these singular subjects are connected with the help of O. So whenever you connect two or more singular subjects with the help of O, then it should be followed by a singular verb form. Understood? And that's why the singular verb form organizes used in this sentence. So here comes the second rule. Two singular subjects connected by O, either O or neither nor, require a singular verb. That is, if two or more subjects are connected by O or no or neither nor or either or if we use not only but also, it should be followed by a singular verb form. Look at the examples here. My aunt or my uncle is arriving. Look at the next example. Neither John nor Carmen is available. Two singular subjects are there connected with or nor. So we have to use a singular verb form. So that's why we used is there. Look at the last example. Either Kiana or Cassie is helping today. Is helping. Although two singular subjects are there, we are not using are there. We are using is. So this is the rule. So whenever we use or either or, neither nor or not only but also in sentences, it should be followed by singular verb forms. Hope you have understood it. Now look at another example. Either you or your brothers are lying. Dear children, is this sentence correct? Yes, it is. It's a correct sentence. See, I have told you that whenever you use either or in a sentence, it should be followed by a singular verb. But here, a plural verb is used. Why? It is because, see, look at the first subject, you. And which is the second subject, your brothers. So, you is a singular subject, brothers a plural subject. So, here the rule changes. Why? Because here two singular subjects are not connected by either or. Two different subjects, one plural subject and one singular subject. So what we have to do in these cases? That's what we are going to learn next. What we have to do in this situation? If two subjects are connected by either or neither nor, are of different persons, then we use the verb that agrees with the subject nearest to it. What is the meaning of it? Dear children, this means that if one subject is singular and one plural, and if both the subjects are plural and those subjects are connected by the words like or, nor, neither nor, either or not only but also, you have to use the verb form of the subject that is nearest to the verb. In this sentence, the subject which is nearest to the verb is brothers. Brothers plural, and that's why the plural verb form are used in this sentence. Now look at the examples followed by it. Neither food nor water was found there. Water, singular. Water is the subject which is nearest to the verb. It's singular, and that's why was used. Either the cat or mouse has been there. mouse, singular, and that's why has used in this sentence. If it was mice, we might have used the verb have, isn't it? Now see, neither the chairman nor the directors are present. Here, the subject which is nearest to the verb is directors, and that's why the plural verb form are used in this sentence. Hope you have understood this rule. Now we can move on to another type of sentence. See, my father with his brothers has bought some land for farming. Here, which is the main subject in this sentence? My father, not the part his brothers. Understood? So here we have to give importance to our main subject, my father. My father is singular, and that's why we have used the singular verb form has. So don't bother about anything that is added to the subject. Understood? So sometimes we will add so many things along with the main subject. So don't care about the things that we add along with the main subject. If the main subject is singular, singular verb to be used, and if it is plural, plural verb form to be used. Look at another example. The politician along with the newsman is expected shortly. Is expected. Politician is singular, and that's why is expected. Now look at the next sentence. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. Excitement is the main subject. So never bother about that, something that we have added with the help of as well as. Understood? Excitement is the subject here, and that's why we have to use the verb is in this sentence. So what we have learned through these examples, the verb agrees with the first noun or pronoun when the subject consists of two nouns or pronouns joined by with or as well as. Okay, now see this sentence. Here are the notebooks and the pencils. Here, which is the main subject? Notebooks and the pencils. So since it is plural, we have used the plural verb form are. Look at another examples. There are 4 hurdles to jump. There is a high hurdle to jump. Here are the keys. So through these examples we can see that we have to use the verb before the subject if we start a sentence with here or there, isn't it? See this example again. There are 4 hurdles. 4 hurdles, plural, and that's why are is used here. There is a high hurdle, a high, singular, that's why is. Here are the keys plural, that's why are. So through these examples we can learn that in the sentences beginning with here and there, the subject is placed after the verb. Understood? Now more examples related with this rule. There is a snake under the tree. There are some snakes under the tree. Dear children, hope you have understood the difference. Shall we move on to the next rule? See, each of the girls has long hair. Each of the girls, that is the subject in this sentence. So we will be confused. Girls use, then why have? So that is another rule. So whenever we start with a sentence with each, everybody, everyone, everything, either, none, one, neither, no one, nothing, etc., it should be followed by singular verb forms. Understood? each of the girls. So the subject becomes singular, and that's why we have to use a singular verb form. So that is what we have learned next. Look at another example. Everyone are here. Everyone is here. Which is the correct one? Everyone is here. Everyone are here is a wrong usage. So everyone to be considered as a singular subject, and that's why it is followed by a singular verb is. So my dear children, what we have learned through these examples, the verb is singular if the sentence begins with each, everyone, everybody, anyone, anybody, someone, somebody, nobody, no one, etc. Okay? Have you ever heard this usage? Listen to everyone and learn from everyone, because nobody knows everything, but everyone knows something. Look at the construction here. Nobody. Nobody knows. So nobody is considered to be singular, and that's why it is followed by a singular verb knows. Everyone is considered to be singular one, and so it should be followed by a singular noun knows. Okay. Now look at the examples given here. All of the work is finished. None of the reports are finished. All, none. So we have used the pronouns all and none in these sentences. All of the work. Work is singular. So whenever we use all, none, any, most and some in sentences, the verb should be followed by the subject that is used along with these pronouns. Understood? Here, all of the work. Work is the main subject that comes, isn't it? So that's why, since work is singular, it should be followed by the verb is. Now look at the next sentence. None of the reports. Here, reports plural, but we have started the sentence with the pronoun none. Understood? So since reports plural, we have to use are. So if the question is none of the report, then it should be is. Understood? Now we can discuss the sentences which starts with every. Every first-time people to arrive are entitled to free meals. Every woman likes ornaments. So in the first sentence, every is followed by a plural noun, and in the second sentence, every is followed by a singular noun. So in the first case, are is used, and in the second case, singular verb likes used. So what is the rule here? When every comes before a plural noun to form the subject of a sentence, a plural verb should be used. But when every takes a singular noun, a singular verb should be used. Okay? Now we can move on to the next rule. Look at the sentence here. Much of this topic has already been discussed. Much of this topic. So has is used here. Is it because of the subject topic or much? It's because of the rule that the verb is singular if the sentence begins with much or a little. Okay? Now see an example which is familiar to you. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. A little knowledge. So it should be considered as singular, and it should be followed by a singular verb is. Okay? Hope you have got the concept. Now look at another example. A few of my friends are joining me at the camp. A few of my friends, and it is followed by a plural verb are. So what is it? A few of my friends to be considered as plural subject. Understood? So what is the rule that we have to follow? The verb is plural if the sentence begins with many, a few, several, both, etc. Okay? Now, the next rule, use of collective noun in sentence. Collective nouns you know very well, group of people or things, isn't it? So, when we use collective nouns as a subject in a sentence, it should be followed by singular verbs. Okay? The family is driving across the country this summer. Understood? So, family is a collective noun. It is followed by a singular verb form. There is an exceptional case for collective nouns also. Although the rule says that the collective nouns to be followed by singular verb forms, nouns such as family, choir, team, majority, minority, or any noun that names a group of individual members can be treated either singular or plural depending on context and meaning. Okay? Look at these examples. The family have all gone their separate ways. That means the different members of the family. So, what happened here? It is not used as a collective noun. Understood? That means the different members of the family have gone their ways. But look at the next sentence, the whole family. So, it is a unit. I mean together it's a name given to a group of people. The whole family is celebrating the holidays. That's the rule that we have learned. Okay? Here are more examples with collective nouns. The family is driving across the country this summer. The couple eats out once a month. Exceptional case, a plural verb if members are acting as individuals. The family are each doing a different task. The couple are taking separate cars to work today. I hope you have got the concept. If the members are acting as individuals, we have to use a plural verb with the collective nouns. Okay? Now we can discuss about gerund and infinitive in a sentence. So whenever we use a gerund in a sentence, what do you mean by gerund? ing form of a verb used as noun in a sentence is a gerund. Okay? For example, swimming is a good exercise. Swimming is a good exercise. Walking is a good habit. Here, swimming is the gerund. Walking is another gerund. So, ing form of a verb. Swim is the verb and ing form of the verb used as the subject or the noun in that sentence is a gerund. Okay? So, what to be done with the gerund in the case of subject-verb agreement? So, whenever we use gerund in a sentence, it should be followed by a singular verb. Okay? Swimming is. Walking is. Okay? Now, infinitive. What do you mean by infinitive? When we add to the base form of the verb, we will get the infinitive. Example, to dance, to sing. Okay? So, look at the sentence given here. To dance is her hobby. So, that shows that whenever we use a gerund or an infinitive in a sentence, it should be followed by a singular verb form. Now, look at this example. The scissors is on the table. The scissors are on the table. Which is the correct answer? Definitely, the scissors are on the table is correct. Why? Because words such as scissors, pants, trousers, pajamas are plural. So, they take plural verbs. Okay? Now, use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. when considered as a unit. Example, 3 miles is too far to walk. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. $10 is a high price to pay. But $10 were scattered on the floor. So, when we consider these things as a single unit, it should be followed by a singular verb. But when we use it differently, that means one by one, $10 were scattered means it's not $1. We can't tell it as a unit here. Understood? So, that is the another rule. Use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. Now, see this example. Mathematics is the branch of study in every school. Mathematics. It's a single subject, isn't it? It appears to be in a plural form. Although it is in a plural form, it has a singular meaning. So, these kinds of subjects to be followed by singular verbs. The news. The news is true. It appears to be plural, but actually the meaning is singular. So, it should be followed by a singular verb form is. Okay? There are some sentences like this. The details of the accident are unknown. The quality of the mangoes was not good. So, you will be confused which is the main subject of the sentence. Here what happens is that accident is the main subject, but we have to give importance to the second noun. Which is the second noun used here? Details. So, details plural, and that's why we have to use a plural verb form. Look at the next sentence. The quality of the mangoes was not good. Mangoes, main subject in this sentence, but we prefer quality. We are talking about quality of those mangoes. That's why we have to use the singular verb form. Quality is singular. Okay? Now we move on to the last rule of subject-verb agreement. The verb had is used with singular as well as plural subjects. This concept everyone knows, isn't it? Nikki had a fall. Nikki is a singular subject and it is followed by had. They, plural subject, and it is also followed by had. Okay? Now, I'll give you the summary of what we have learned till now. Two or more singular subjects joined by and will need a plural verb. Example, Rajesh and Neetha are not attending the course this year. Collective nouns will need singular verbs. The team is confident about its win. Phrases like as well as, along with, when inserted in the middle of the sentence, do not affect the subject. In such sentences, the verb agrees with the first noun or pronoun. Examples: the newspaper as well as the magazine has been kept by him. The newspapers as well as the magazine have been kept by him. Two or more singular subjects joined by or will need a singular verb. Example, Mansi or Megha is to be blamed for this mishap. The verb agrees with the subject that is nearer to it when we use either or, neither nor, and not only but also. Nouns preceded by each, everyone, either, neither will need singular subjects and singular verbs. Examples: everyone is going to accompany me. Every student needs to make an apology. If each is placed before two nouns that are joined by and, the verb will still be singular. Each contestant and each master has to pass 3 rounds of audition. Nouns that are plural in form but singular in meaning will take singular verbs. The news has created panic among the public. Nouns that are always plural will take plural verbs. Be careful, the scissors are sharp. Where are my trousers? Proper nouns, if plural but denoting singular names, will take singular verbs. The Hindustan Times is my favorite newspaper. If fractions that are considered as a whole act as subjects, they will take a singular verb. 1/3 of the class is not happy with the decision. I hope you have understood all the rules related with subject-verb agreement. Now prepare a note by yourself with all the rules that I have given in this video along with the examples. Thank you so much for watching this video.